Good day, everybody, and welcome to Let's Talk, the Todd Worsham Show. Good day, everybody. I hope everybody's having a good day. I'm starting to get back on sync. Good news, bad news, I guess. I'm getting ready to leave Arizona. Been here for a long time, and if you've been watching my show, you know that my job closed down. And fortunately for me, that last customer that we had um, liked my work enough to offer me a position, but the position's in Maine. Yeah, I'm going to Maine in the winter. I'm actually kind of excited about it. It sounds like a really good adventure, and running out of time in life, so might as well go live it, go experience a new experience because I've never been that far up northeast before. So, kind of looking forward to it. I did live in Delaware for a while, and I actually did love it there, for the most part. So Maine's going to be a new adventure, and then from there, I don't know. They want me to go down to Fort Lauderdale, but I'm not a big Florida fan. Nothing against Floridians or nothing against Florida. I just don't. It's just not my cup of tea. I am a Southwesterner. I'm a desert rat. I love it here. I love the fresh, clean lakes, and I love the smell of the desert and all that good stuff. So, anyway, so I'm going to touch on something uh, that I've touched on and off through my episodes. And I was watching some Senate hearings the other day, and guess what came up? Another one of my conspiracies, Kim spraying. So it's really good to see this. There's been a lot of good Senate hearings lately. Believe I spoke to you guys last week and maybe before that about the Senate hearings on the poisons in our food. Thank God to RFK Jr. I mean, he's kind of the one that got all this going, and it's really good to see scientists, actual, real, true scientists, step forward up and start presenting factual information and showing the proof of how poisonous our foods are. So if you're not eating organic, be careful. Stay away from cereals. I think it's wheat. I don't want to know. I don't remember if it's rice or not, but it's wheat, soy. And I actually think it is. I think it's wheat, soy, and rice. But don't quote me on the rice part. I don't know about that because I love rice. But I know it's soy and wheat for sure. I know those two products are GMO'd so bad that they are actually detrimental to your health. And then the other big thing is too is they're finding metals in our foods, in the baby food too. I mean, this isn't this isn't a theory. These are facts. Um, you can try it for yourself. Go get some baby cereal and put it in a baggie and put a magnet on it and see what you find because you're going to find metals in there. So, but the thing I don't understand is they're saying it's aluminum, but then they do it with a magnet, and that doesn't make sense because aluminum is not magnetic; it's a non-ferrous metal. But I don't want to go down that road. But anyway, so it's good to see people stepping up, going in front of the Senate, and making statements and bringing this to light. I just hope that it actually goes someplace. I actually hope that the government decides to regulate our food a little bit better and put health back into our food. That would be really great. And last week's episode was about food. I gave you a couple really good recipes. I hope you're trying them because I've been on one. I think I told you guys last week. It's lemon, lime, cinnamon, cloves, bay leaves, ginger, turmeric, pepper, because the pepper stimulates the turmeric. And I don't know. I've been throwing some oregano in there lately too, and some dillweed, and boil it for about. Bring it to a boil and then simmer it for probably about 10 minutes. Strain it, and I put it in a glass to to savor it because it lasts. That will actually last you probably about 2 or 3 days. So, and it's not that expensive. I mean, everything I bought was probably maybe $20, and that would probably last you a week or more, probably about a week before things start going bad. Because if you don't eat the lemons and limes pretty quick, they start rotting pretty fast if they're organic. You got to remember this now. In America, we're not used to our food molding because it's so full of pesticides and preservatives and all other kinds of crazy chemicals in there. So, and I think I spoke about this last week. That's how you can put a loaf of bread up in the cupboard and take it down 6 weeks later, and there's not a drop of mold on it, and it's just as fresh as it was 6 weeks ago when you bought it. It's insane. Bad. Mold bread should be moldy, I would say, within 3 to 4 days. So if your bread's not molding that quickly, you're definitely intaking garbage. But anyway, so kind of wanted to pick up on last week's episode about the food. So along with the food comes spiritual, and what I'm finding out is the food starts cleansing you, starts getting rid of the brain fog, and you start feeling healthier and better, and you got all this energy because you're eating right and you're feeling good. And on the same time, I think some of you know I'm on a spiritual path right now. Doesn't mean I don't believe in God. So let's not go there. And yes, Jesus lived. I believe that. I actually believe pretty much all the stories in the Bible. So I'm not a devil worshiper. And on my spiritual journey, I've decided to do a couple things. And one of the things is a sound bath. Now, I don't know if you guys have heard of this or not, but if you haven't, I highly recommend that you look into it. Now, you can go on YouTube and you can do the singing bowls and you can do sound baths on YouTube. And I think that's kind of okay, but I don't, because it doesn't give you the true vibrations, the frequencies that you truly need to experience these. I highly recommend that you DuckDuckGo it in your area. I'm getting away from Google, by the way, so that's why I'm saying use DuckDuckGo for right now until Elon Musk can release his thing. But anyway, you don't want to go down that road. So anyway, Google it and see if there's a sound bath in your area. And I highly recommend the Heart. The Heart sound bath is incredible. And you're going to find that after you do that, and it may not be the same day or it might not be the next day, but within 2 to 3 days after that sound bath, you're going to start feeling your mind and your body just just come together, and you're going to feel really peaceful. It's subtle, so you almost don't realize that it's happening until you step back and just think, oh wow, I don't have all my mind isn't racing like 5 million miles an hour like it always is. That's my issue, my ADHD. But my mind is always on an indie track, going 5,000 miles an hour. I never stop thinking about anything. My mind's just constantly drives everybody around me crazy. It drives myself crazy. So at any rate, the Heart sound bath slows that down. Keeps your thoughts calm and gives you like a blissfulness I can't even explain it. So at the same time I started that, I started taking Reiki classes. And Reiki is natural frequency vibration healing with a Reiki healer or a Reiki master. Mine happens to be named Doc, and he is just unbelievable. And now I've only done 2 sessions so far, and I'm going to do a third one this week. But I can totally feel everything in me changing for the better. And he's teaching me how to, I don't know how to explain it if you don't know all this stuff. So we have what they call 7 chakras. And those are our power points in our bodies that create certain energies and certain vibrations of your body that heal you spiritually, physically, and emotionally and mentally. Now, I kind of, wasn't I was skeptical. I'll be honest with you. I was extremely skeptical. But after my first Reiki session, I'm a firm believer. My Reiki master actually kind of took the brain fog right out of my brain, taught me how to get rid of gunk in my brain, taught me how to, or is teaching me to. You can't just do it in one session. This is an ongoing thing that you're probably going to do for a while. It's a little pricey, but the benefits, in my opinion, are well worth a lot. They're in my opinion, they're worth every penny of what I pay. And the other thing I like too is he kind of goes through your past lives, kind of tells you about yourself and what you should trust and what you shouldn't trust, and because we've all had trauma in our lives. Everyone, I don't care who you are, you've had, unless you've grew up in a closet, never went outside the door. All of us have some type of trauma. You may not think you do. You might have thought that you've lived a perfect life, but your subconscious knows all this stuff. And Reiki helps you to shed that and get rid of that negative crust that kind of holds you back from being all that you can be and being better. So now this isn't a religion. This isn't a cult. It's basically all based upon frequencies, vibrations, touch, and meditation. And at the same time, and I know some of you are probably going to freak out on me, tell me I'm doing devil stuff, but I'm not. But I'm also learning how to step outside my body, how to, I can't think of the word you call it, but I'm starting to learn how to, at will, to go ahead and leave myself and go to places and go see things and do things. And I know y'all think I'm crazy because I know I talk a lot of crazy shit, but this is for real. And I'm telling you, if your life is chaotic, if you can't keep your thoughts slowed down like me, Reiki is for you. It really is. And the other thing I just did is I bought a frequency amplifier. I'm so excited because I haven't gotten it yet, but I'm so excited to get this. So I've been learning that, because you can go on YouTube and you can do frequencies like, was it 528 is color green, which is a life frequency, which helps your heart, helps your soul, helps everything. Actually helps you to get in touch with God. It's kind of biblical because Jesus talks about all this stuff. I know people don't believe me, but you got to go read the Bible. He talks about frequencies. He talks about connection with God, and he talks about all these things in his teachings. And there's actually a book out there. I believe it's called The Teachings of Jesus. It's an old scripture. So you can look that stuff up. But at any rate, Jesus did teach spirituality. He did not teach religion. And I get sick of that. And you're not supposed to worship Jesus. He never asked anybody to worship him. In fact, he was against that. And it kind of irritates me that all these religions are worshiping Jesus, and that's not what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to connect with God through the spiritual, through Jesus. I mean, that's what Jesus was teaching. He was teaching us how to get to God. It's pretty, if you slow down and read it and understand it all, you're going to find I'm right. But at any rate, so Reiki is kind of a method to teach yourself how to get to that connection. Kind of like, some people do meditation. And the good thing about meditation is that I'm learning is there's no right or wrong way to do that. We all meditate in our own way, in our own form. So in my opinion, don't let anybody tell you that you got to sit there and put your little fingers out and do this and do that. I mean, go. I'm not telling you not to. I'm telling you to. I'm recommending that that you try different methods until you find the one that actually connects you, and the one that feels comfortable, and the one that you can connect with God with. because we all have the ability, all of us. We're born with it. We have it. We have our pineal gland, and that kind of goes back to the food again, because this is where I'm going to connect the food with the spiritual. So it talks about your pineal gland in the Bible, and it I don't know if it talks about the food or not. But anyway, what we're learning is eating the healthy foods actually clears your pineal gland and maintains a healthy, strong brain, oxygen flow to your brain, and helps your body overall. So not only if you want to be spiritual, you're going to have to, in my opinion, I recommend that you get on a really good change the way you think about foods and get away from junk food. It's funny because since I started doing this, changing up on my foods, I think for the first time in my life, I don't crave sweets anymore. I just, I mean, I was a chocolate freak, ice cream, chocolate, all those things. I mean, I had to have a Hershey's almond bar or something, or Reese's Pieces, or even my chocolate raisins. I mean, they're still sitting in the cupboard because I keep forgetting they're there. And they're probably going to mold out here after a while, but I keep forgetting them, and usually usually they don't last. I mean, when I buy my chocolate covered raisins, they are gone. I can sit down and watch something, and they're gone, like popcorn. But I don't have those cravings anymore. It's really weird. I'm not complaining. And then like coffee, when I started all this, I just woke up one day and just never drank coffee again. And I've been drinking that since the army. So since I was 17 years old, I've been drinking coffee almost every single day of my life. And I just woke up one day and didn't do it. But the last couple of days, I've been trying to drink a little bit because I kind of miss it. But I'm finding it makes me really, yeah, finding it makes me really jittery, and it gets my mind racing again. And I'm kind of learning that's not good. So, and then after I drink it, I think, well, I don't even crave it anymore. So why am I even wasting my money and drinking it? Because coffee's not cheap. And then I always mixed with my coffee. I always ground up cinnamon sticks and mix it with the coffee grounds because cinnamon's really good for your heart. It's good for your blood. It helps cleanse your blood. It's an antitoxin, so it's really good for you. Along with the turmeric and ginger, garlic, stuff like that. You know, I hate garlic. I really can't stand garlic. I'm forcing myself to learn how to deal with it. And another one that nobody talks about, cayenne pepper. Cayenne pepper is really good for you. It does a lot of good things. Look it up. Um, it's really good for your respiratory system, for allergies, or especially if you have a cold. If you have a cold, do some cayenne peppers, some lemon juice, lime juice, turmeric, and some ginger. Heat it up and slam that down. And I guarantee if you do one or two of those a day, that you're gonna start feeling better. At any rate, so the food is related to the spiritual, and I didn't understand that when I started this journey, but I'm learning that one goes with the other because a clean body equals a clean mind. And when you have all that, then you can really get in touch. And when I say get in touch, what I truly mean is get in touch with your higher self, the person that's out there that gives you all your confidence, that gives you all your freedom, your calm thoughts, your, well, I already said confidence, but just helps you to maintain a better quality life. So it's hard to explain if you don't know all this stuff, but and I know a lot of you probably think I'm a quack if I get into details, but I'm telling you all this stuff is real. It's true. Jesus spoke about it. It's a way to really connect. And what's really cool is right now I would say tens and tens of millions of people that are doing this right now. So what that's doing is it's creating a frequency. It's raising the frequency of the planet, and this is really good. Um, some people call it the rapture. The people in the spiritual world call it the awakening. Um, but it's basically, I don't know this for a fact, but in my opinion, I believe it's the same thing. And um, you can go on YouTube and you can find, I just watched this the other day actually. So scientists, doctors, PhDs have been doing all these studies for the last, I don't know, probably 5, 10 years maybe. And what they've proven, they have proven this scientifically, that if you take a group of people and put them in a room and have them all meditate on the same frequency for the same purpose, to the same, intention, because that's how we do it in the spiritual world. We set our intentions every day, and I like to set them at night before I go to bed, so I have good visions and good dreams. So I set my intentions twice a day, and that helps you focus on the universe and helps you get to your objectives. Helps you to be successful when you set your intentions for the day. What am I going to do today? What's my goal today? Well, my goal is to be calm, to be productive, to be happy, um, and to enjoy life. That's a good intention for everyone, because you want to enjoy your life. You don't want to be ugly and miserable. You want to be happy, and you want things to go. But anyway, so they have scientifically proven that a group of people can actually manifest things to happen. They can actually change things. So I'm sure you've all heard it before, the power of prayer. Well, I'm here to tell you it's real. So I'm going to back up you Christians and say that you're doing the right thing. And it does matter. And I love when we do these world prayers. I, in my heart of hearts, believe that it does raise the frequency of the planet. And we need it really bad right now. There's a lot of hate and a lot of violence and a lot of wrongdoing in our society today. So the more times that you can get into a group session and the more groups that you can go to and the more manifestations that you can help provide, the better off humankind will be. Humankind. Because your energy, okay, so let's put it this way. They've proven scientifically that your energy field is anywhere between 6 to 20 feet around you. So that means every time you come in contact with someone, their energy and your energy, they mingle. So be careful, because when negative people come into your field, I mean, I'm not telling you to run away or whatever or say something, but just be aware and start feeling that when you're out and about and you're in a crowd or you're in a store or whatever. Um, just think about the energy that you feel around you and respond. I mean, give me a response on this, because this is some homework for you people. And you'll be really amazed how you can actually feel people's vibrations and whether they're full of negative energy or full of positive energy. And the one thing I've learned too is there are peoples out there who, whether it's intentional or unintentional, conscious or subconscious, I don't know, but they will steal your energy from you and it will drain you. And then bad things can start happening to you, or you'll just feel dragged down and blah, 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 blah. So be aware that when you're around people, what you're intaking, be conscious of it. And I guarantee you, if you do this, you're going to start drawing to people with the same type of energy. And that's what we all need to do. Even though I don't really believe in religion, I do believe it's good that people go to church. I do believe it's good that people pray. I do believe it's good that people raise the vibrations of the planet. I do believe in all that goodness. I really do. I'm never not going to tell anybody not to go to church, because even though I personally don't believe in religion, it doesn't mean that it's bad. And I don't know how to explain that. I mean, and there's a lot of spiritual churches coming out now, right? I know in Arizona, um, I don't know this for a fact, but from what I talk to people and what I see out on the neighborhoods and all that kind of stuff, spiritual churches are growing rapid right now. They're really really growing big, and I think that's why on the news, um, and certain peoples are saying that we're losing our religion in the United States, that Christianity is dropping, and all this kind of stuff. And I'm not going to argue that either way. But what I am going to say is I believe people are dropping religion and going to spirituality, which, in my opinion, and I don't know this because it's all and again, it doesn't mean you don't believe in God. So, and it doesn't mean you don't believe that Jesus Christ lived, and it doesn't mean any of those things. It just means that you're practicing the teachings of Jesus, and you're connecting with God. And there's several different roads that can lead you to the same place. And I get in arguments with Christians about this all the time. They tell me there's only one door, and I said, yeah, you're right. There's only one door, but there's multiple roads to get to that door. It's like a computer. you know how many different ways can you do the same thing on a computer by either using a mouse or by using your keys? Well, you're doing 10 different methods, but you're getting the same result. It's kind of the same thing. The Christians are correct. There's only one door to the path to salvation, to the path to God, and I believe that, and I believe it's through your pineal gland. That's your door. But there's many different roads to go there. As a matter of fact, from what I'm learning, especially through the Reiki and all this stuff, a lot of times we all have our own road to that door, because we all have different gifts. We all meditate differently. We all get to the door on a different road. So it's just my recommendation or my opinion that try several things, and don't get stuck on something and say, well, this doesn't work or that doesn't work. Just don't stop trying, because God will lead you to the door. He will. You have to listen. And that's where I'm right now. I'm in the learning how to listen mode, reading the signs that God puts out there for us to lead us down the path that He chooses for us, or that's been chosen for us. And it's like this whole job thing. In the past, when I've lost a job, I'm like on the phone, I'm frantic, I'm calling everybody. I got 30 resumes out there. I'm panicking. I don't know what I'm going to do. Even if I have $1 million in the bank, I still do that process. I used to. And since I've been on the spiritual road, I noticed that, well, let's go back a little bit. In the last couple months of my job, everybody jumped ship. Everyone, my boss, all the workers, everybody jumped ship and just left me and Jose together with the rep to finish this airplane. And everybody just ran away and left us hanging. Pretty fucked up. But anyway, I made a choice. I asked God for guidance. I asked my spirits for guidance. I asked my angels for guidance. And my intuition and my heart told me to stick it out and stay and finish the project and do the right thing. And I did. I didn't know it was going to go 6 weeks. I really didn't, but it did. And there was moments that I was fearful. but I meditated. I asked for signs. I asked for, for visions to, is this my path, and blah, 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 blah. And, and every time I did that, it gave me a calm. And I know I'm learning that when I get the calm, everything is the way that it's supposed to be. It's when I start getting my brain all, that's when I got to stop because I'm doing something wrong. And I'm sure you've all felt this. You get to a point and you get confusion. Well, when you get that, you need to stop and start thinking about the signs that God is giving you, whether it's in your sleep, because I get visions. Um, I know I'm not going to, I don't know, say that God speaks to me, but I wake up with knowledge. That's all I can tell you is I wake up and I know things that I didn't know the day before. And this is happening to me more and more and more. And I'm learning how to understand it, but it's really cool. I'm loving it. And no, it's not satanic. They're not bad things. But at any rate, so listen to your intuition, meditate, practice seeing the signs around you to guide you to where you need to be, and you'll get this sense of peace. So, at any rate, so I stayed all the way. Got a nice fat little bonus, and to put the cherry on the top, the customer that was in our facility was so appreciative of what I had done and how I'd stuck it out that they offered me a position. This is why I'm going to Maine. And at first I thought, fuck, no, I'm not going to Maine. I'm a desert rat. And then I went and did my Reiki. My Reiki master, I'm on the table, and my Reiki master puts his hands on me and says, Fry's Island, or Fry Island, I think it is. Fryre, I think it is. Anyway, and he says, "Do you know Fry's Island?" I said, "No, never heard of it." Well, next thing I know, he goes and gets his phone, comes back, Googles it, and guess where it's at? It's in freaking Maine. I mean, how can God give you an easier sign? I don't know. And and then all these other things just started falling into place. And we're negotiating right now, which has been really I would say it's been stressful, but it actually hasn't. It's really cool because when you see the signs and you understand what God's telling you, you get a peaceful knowledge that you're going the right way and you're going the right direction, and you know everything's going to work out. You just do, and it's actually extremely empowering to me. And I haven't really had that in my lifetime. I've always been real hyperactive and brain always moving and wondering, worrying, and stressing and anxiety and all that kind of stuff. But didn't have that. So I don't know, man. Maybe age has got something to do it because supposedly I'm supposed to have wisdom at the age of 61. I don't know, but I do. I have a lot of wisdom actually. I've had a lot of experiences in my life, and I'm very grateful for all of them, bad and good. It's all just another brick in the wall. At any rate, so my recommendation to you is um, go out and try a couple of these things. The sound baths are a really good start, but you can go to the Reiki too. It doesn't matter. It doesn't. I don't think it really matters what order you do it in. But the sound baths are really going to, I think, you're really going to trip out. You're going to be in disbelief in how you feel after the sound baths. You're probably going to get a lot of visions. You're probably going to go on a trip that you didn't plan on going. But when you do a sound bath, I recommend that you go into it completely open-minded, completely focused, completely calm. Get your breathing going, right? You know about the breathing, right? Breathe in through your nose for 2 seconds and breathe out for 7 seconds. Do that 3, maybe 4 times. And then to get into a meditative state, just start just your normal breathing and focus on the breath in and the breath out. Breath in, breath out. And just focus on breathing, because your breathing is actually probably, it's a lot of it. That's what I'm learning. I'm learning the breathing is the biggest part that keeps you calm down. So like now, if I start to get frustrated, or I start getting, I don't really get angry, but um, somebody cuts me off or whatever, I'm kind of, and I find myself getting a little pissed or irritated. Let's use the word. Let's use the word irritated, because that's usually what it is. Irritation, because people are fucking stupid and people are rude, and it irritates me. So take a breath, just let it out, and when you do that, you're gonna feel that tension, and you're gonna feel a lot of that stuff just come out of you, and it's a really good feeling, and it just calms you down instantly. I can't think of anything that calms you faster and quicker than taking 3 good breaths and letting it all out. I guarantee this will work for you, for everyone. And try the sound baths. My favorite ones have been the pineal, the third eye, and the heart. And I do believe my favorite is the heart, because the heart just, I don't know how to explain it, but the heart just really humbles you, and in my opinion really gets you in touch with God the most. And the pineal gland was kind of cool, but that's kind of more like a and again, everybody's different. I mean, the pineal gland, I went on a really good trip. I saw a lot of things um, that I'm not going to get into, because I'll probably talk about these on some other shows, but um, I saw a lot of entities, let's just put it that way, different species. And I'm going to start getting into that, right, later on. Hopefully next show I'll start getting into some other stuff that I know a lot of you are going to think that I'm out there when I talk about this stuff, but I ask you to do your own research, because like I said, there's so many people connecting to God right now. It's in the it's in the tens and maybe even the hundreds of millions, because I didn't take in consideration actual religion itself, Christianity, Catholicism, and Judaism. Now, I really don't know about the Muslim religion. I really don't know what they, if they connect to God like the Christians do. I don't know that. I haven't dug deep enough into that, which I think I might do, because that's actually something that's pretty interesting. I don't know if they get the visions and stuff like we do. I don't know that. I have a few Muslim friends, but I've never really talked about religion with them. So I can't really say any of that kind of stuff. But anyway, I'll have to research that. That sounds like a good road to go down. But anyway, so remember, there's your way, and you got to find it. So find your way to meditate, and I know this sounds crazy, but just doing the dishes is a form of meditation, because it focuses you. You focus on things, and don't be surprised that when you start breathing and you learn these things, that you could just be working on the car, vacuuming, doing the dishes, or doing some you know mundane chore or mundane thing, and then all of a sudden start seeing things or hearing things or feeling things, and that's telling you that you're actually in a meditative state. So not you don't just have to sit there in a yoga position with your fingers out and chant and do all that kind of stuff. That's that. I mean, those are ways, and those ways probably do work, but they don't work for everybody. So find your method. Go on to YouTube. YouTube has hundreds of different ways to meditate. Um, I've tried the sound bowls on YouTube. In my opinion, they're not really all that good, because you're not actually getting the vibration from the bowls themselves. Now, I did do the singing bowls, which are the Tibetan singing bowls, which I believe are copper or brass or one of those. Actually, I don't know. I don't know what kind of metal they are. But the Tibetan singing bowls through YouTube actually in my opinion, for me, actually kind of works. If I have a rough day, I can go on YouTube, turn on the Tibetan singing bowls, and just put the recliner back and just close my eyes and wake up 10 minutes later, and I feel refreshed and I feel good. But again, the TV or your phone doesn't give you the true correct vibrations from the sound bath. So just keep that in mind. So if you go on YouTube like, well, this doesn't do shit. Well, you're probably right. It's not doing shit. So um, just keep that in mind that it's you're not getting the actual physical true vibrations what you need. And the sound baths, I don't know what everybody else pays, but ours is $25 for an hour and a half, which usually kind of goes into 2 hours because she's really awesome and she talks to you. She pulls a tarot card for you and does all kinds of cool stuff. But now this isn't devil stuff, and it's not witchcraft. Okay, I'm telling you this, it's not. And yes, you're gonna see things, and be prepared. And they're mostly really good things. I have never experienced anything bad with this stuff. I mean, you're talking to God. I mean, you can't. I mean, God's speaking to you. He's giving you signs. He's giving you signals. He's giving you visions. He's helping you. Your angels are helping you. This is it's godly. This isn't satanic. So I don't like when people say that. Oh, you're worshiping the devil, or you're going to get a bad entity or this or that. Well, if you do get a bad entity, tell it to go away. It's just like in your house. You can go in your house. A lot of people don't know this, but you can go in your house and walk through your house and tell all bad energy to leave. You can tell all bad spirits to leave. You don't have to be a priest to do this stuff. You can tell things to leave your life and to leave your home. And I recommend that you do this every once in a while. And I know this sounds crazy, but I'm telling you, it works. It truly does. Because all of us have the power of God in us. We're all connected. It says it in the Bible that we are God's children. Believe that. We are. We all come from the source. We all come from what everybody calls is God. It's undisputable in my opinion. So connect yourself. Learn how to see the signs and help humanity. I mean, I don't know what else to say because the world is really ugly right now. And we all need to pull together and get through all this. So anyway, hope you enjoyed my show today. Hope it wasn't too far out there, but it's going to get further out because I'm going to start getting into some really probably crazy stuff that I'm probably going to turn a lot of people off on. But I do recommend that you listen and keep an open mind. I do a lot of research on this stuff, and I would not intentionally misguide you or tell you crap that I didn't think was real. And I think if you decide to get on the spiritual journey, that you're going to start understanding my show more and more and more. Because I'm not getting into politics anymore. It's just not. It gets me too irritable. I can't breathe enough. So manifest love, everyone. Talk to God. God will speak to you. He will give you signs. Manifest love. Think about that when you go to bed at night. Think about love when you go to bed. Think about beautiful things. Think about beautiful places. Together, we can all make this happen. It takes all of us. The more people that get on board with this, the better things are going to be on this planet. And I'm telling you, this has been scientifically proven. It's been spiritually proven. And in my eyes, it's proven to me. So I don't know. Try it yourself. Do a sound bath. Sign up for some Reiki classes. And your life is going to change. All right, everybody. Thank you for watching. And we'll see you next week. All right. Thank you.